In Namibia, a war rages between cheetah and man. Routinely trapped and shot by farmers protecting livestock, the Namibian cheetah is under threat. 15 years ago, British wildlife cameraman Dave Houghton left his career behind to follow his dream. And now with his partner, Carla Conradi, he works for an organization that rescues and rehabilitates cheetahs. The dedicated team works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And for Dave and Carla, it's a labor of love.
Living with animals is become a part of what I do. I don't see it as a sacrifice.
Hey.
Hungry dogs, quickly.
Every day is working with animals, and that is, I think, and always has been a passion since I was very small.
We've got a cheetah here now, 2 cheetahs on the right here now.
We'll follow the emotional journeys as the rescued animals fight for survival and a second chance of life in the wild. At the base of the Omboroko Mountains in central Namibia lies a 40,000-acre wildlife reserve. The reserve is home to the Africat Foundation, a sanctuary for injured and orphaned animals, including some of Africa's most iconic species. The Foundation's long-term aim is to return as many animals as possible back to the wild, but some need extensive medical care and rehabilitation before that can happen. 8-month-old cheetah cub, Quattr, was rescued after being hit by a car. His leg was fractured in 4 places, but the team have been treating his injuries in the hope that one day he'll be strong enough to return to the wild.
It's a one-chance operation, and if he starts pulling the pins out and stuff, it's probably the only option would be to put him down.
Today, Dave has driven Quattr 250 kilometers to the town of Windhoek, where Dr. Ulf Tubesing will assess Quattro's progress. Dave is desperately hoping he'll be given the all clear.
How are you?
Very good, yourself.
Yeah.
Quattr is a wild cheetah, and he's not the easiest patient. To examine Quattr, Dr. Tubesing has to give him a sedative. Dave knows that anything less than a full recovery will place Quattro's future in jeopardy. To survive in the wild, Quattr needs to regain full movement in his leg. As the smallest of Africa's big cats, cheetahs rely on their speed and agility to bring down prey. If they can't hunt, they starve.
I will look at the lateral projection and see what that shows us. You see there's quite a strong callus here now. You know, it's already bridged over.
Yeah.
This is healed up, that's healed up, so it's looking good.
Obviously, I'm a lot happier now. I was fairly confident after the last bandage change because I could feel that it was still solid, you know, and that was the thing that I was worried about.
It looks like all the stitches are gone. Fantastic. The foot is slightly rotated, but that the animal will adapt to quite easily. And then manipulating the elbow joint, you know, which is a little bit stiffer than the normal joint would be at this stage. You know, there's a lot more movement, but that is also due to lack of exercise and so on. You know, so as soon as the cat gets more active, you know, the muscles will get back and the mobility in the joint will improve as well. So all in all, I'm very happy.
As Quattr grows, the pins and plates in his leg will eventually fuse with his bones. All being well, he'll make a full recovery, and Dave can start to make plans for his release back into the wild. "250 kilometers away, on the east side of the Okanjima Reserve, lives one of Africa's most intelligent cheetahs. 4-year-old Twiggy has strong survival instincts. She was born in the wild, but when she was 2 years old, she was trapped after straying onto a farm. Twiggy was left inside the trap for days on end, and was only fed scraps of meat and bone. She almost starved to death. But Dave and Carla rescued her and nursed her back to health. She's been at the reserve for 2 years and is radio collared in preparation for release.
Come. Come, girl.
But Twiggy is wild at heart, and her instincts tell her to be wary of people.
Twiggy is a really shy cheetah, which is a good thing because there's a chance that she might still go back into the wild. She still has a good fear of man, so her chances are pretty good.
I think maybe if I just go in, give her a bit of space between the bowl and us, basically.
So we go in with the bowl?
Yeah.
Okay, you can try.
Is she even still there? Come, girl. Come.
The promise of a good meal eventually tempts Twiggy out of hiding.
There we go. There we go.
But not for long.
When we first got her, we used to feed her like 3 small meals a day, but she was so starving hungry that you'd put the bowl down and she'd finish the bowl before you could get out of the gate. And she used to come bounding up, and we were both terrified of her. We used to go in there with a stick. We used to take her out, it's your turn today, because she was seriously terrifying. I mean, she's a big cheetah, just that she was so underweight and so starving. And I used to think that one day she's going to I'm going to turn my back and she's just going to jump on me.
This is actually the best part of the job, when we can see a cat like Twiggy, who came in skin and bones and is now a perfectly healthy animal and just about to embark on the second phase of her new life, and then she can go back out on the farmland. She's still got that kind of air of aloofness about her. She's still a little bit wild, a little bit scared of people, which is what she needs to give her that edge when she goes onto the farmlands.
If everything goes to plan, this will be one of Twiggy's last meals in captivity. In just 3 days' time, she's scheduled for release.
Yeah, no, that scar's always been...
Preparing to say goodbye to Twiggy gives Dave and Carla a chance to reflect on how far she's come. The photographs that were taken the day she was rescued tell their own story.
She was touch and go, eh?
They're pretty damn horrible,
They
aren't
are. Basically, that was through ignorance. You know, I mean, the farmer had her in a camp about 5 kilometres from the farmhouse, and he actually didn't go and check on her at all. And he was giving the staff the food for her, and they basically cut the meat off the bone and just gave her the bones. I mean, he was quite shocked when we went to dart the cat, what it looked like, because he said, well, I've been feeding it, you know. So it's, you know,
It's probably the worst case that we've seen.
Yeah.
And I actually didn't think she was going to make it. Although she was pretty feisty, even for the fact that she was, you know, clearly half dead.
Yeah.
But she was pretty damn feisty.
But thank God she doesn't look like that anymore.
Against the odds, Twiggy fought her way back from starvation. Her fighting spirit should serve her well when she faces her biggest challenge and returns to the wild. In Namibia, Dave Houghton and his partner Carla Conradi have devoted their lives to rescuing and rehabilitating Africa's injured and orphaned wildlife. For Dave and Carla, their work is their passion. They often form strong bonds with the animals they rescue, like Bandit, the orphaned jackal pup. But experience tells them not to get too emotionally involved. These animals are wild.
I'll back off for you.
It's important for Dave and Carla to try and keep their distance. But in the comfort of their own home, it's a different story. And there's one animal that enjoys lots of hands-on attention.
I have a pet cat called Bean. He's different from the other animals that I deal with, simply because he's a pet and he's a companion. The other animals I have to say goodbye to. We have to rehabilitate them and send them back into the wild. Whereas with Bean, I can talk to him, he doesn't answer back. Somebody can listen to your problems and not nag.
3 years ago, Carla faced one of her toughest challenges when Dave brought home a litter of hunting dogs. The tiny pups were rescued after being buried alive when their mother was shot and killed by a farmer. At just 3 weeks old, the pups were too young to fend for themselves, so Dave and Carla took them in and raised them.